And if you're one of them...
Lights, camera, action!
Morning, welcome back to my channel. So, first and foremost, yes, I must have had about 50 comments and inboxes and messages on... what's the green one? What's the green app called? WhatsApp. I know now that when you're using an air fryer, right, you take the bottom tray out. Just for all users, never use one. You take the tray out, then your chicken fits in and it don't burn. Just giving you all a tip there. So I'm gonna have a go in the air fryer later on in a bit, because we're good on to today's things. Trisha's gonna have a go at trying to do. I'm gonna make chicken pie from scratch. Pastry, everything, right? So, first of all, I've got the chicken breasts. I've been defrosting for a few days. Say a few days, say 2 days. Because if you put them in the top part of our freezer, they still can stay quite cold. So we're going to chop the dirty chicken up first. And it's not dirty, it's just slimy, isn't it? Anybody else? Not like the...
If it's slimy, there's something wrong with it.
No, it just in general, so I'll take my rings off. Put them in my pocket. I have washed my hands. And I will again after I've used the chicken. So I'm going to chop my chicken up. That's going to be my first port of call. Where's that big knife? I like this new knife. So I've got 2 chicken breasts. I'm going to chop these up.
See that bright light behind you in camera?
They smell alright.
Mm.
What?
See that bright light in camera?
Does that smell alright?
What?
Just lean forward and sniff it so it don't fall.
Yeah.
I always worry about chicken.
Still frozen?
It's not. Doesn't matter anyway, I'm frying it.
Frying it?
I'm just gonna brown it up. So I'm making the inside of my pie because, so my pie, if you're cooking a pie in the air fryer, right, only takes, if you cook it inside first, it only takes 16 minutes. And I'm going to put everything inside the pie, so basically when I have the pie later, Gareth can have half the pie and I can have half the pie, and that'll be it. That'll be all our meal, will be half a pie. Everything's going to be in there. It's not frozen, it's just parts of it are... When I said frozen, I just said really still quite cold. So I'm going to cut these into bits about that big. Maybe 2 centimetres. Same as everything else I cook. It has to all be the same size-ish. It cooks at the same time. Now because I've done that, right, let me wash my hands with my knife. Oh, that sounds ace, doesn't it? That's dirty, that, doesn't it? Gotta stop being immature.
Who's you?
So immature.
Well,
do your earphones work on the TV, love?
no.
I've done that. Oh, I better rinse soap off my hands. That might help, might it? We nearly had soapy chicken then. Yeah.
Not done.
So when we're cooking this chicken, we're cooking it, not loads of oil, just a little bit. Heat your pan up first. Get one spoon out. I'll just let that get a couple of seconds heat on it. And while it's doing that, I'm going to change your battery, because I've got a feeling it's just changed to yellow. So it's not got a lot on it.
Not like behind,
Can't
it's
talk
really
today.
bright on camera. I think it has to be behind the camera.
It was alright yesterday. Did you see out in the recording from yesterday?
And I did yesterday's video.
Oh, did
I can see it in camera shining like hell.
Oh. Shine bright, bright like a star. So I'm back with a full battery. Steven Spielberg's been on one. Are you better now?
It's just for example. Yeah, put it up then. Just try it. Right, pull it down then. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's it. It's got your face. Easy.
That's all you really need to see is my beautiful face.
And that can go there, you know, that wire.
Okay, you're ruining my vlog at this point. Are you okay now? Are you happy with that? Don't turn it off! Not deleting it. He says I'm going to delete that clip, and he's not. It's real life, innit? It is what it is. And I do like to post mine real life as they come. So you all get to see that. Gotta have been a bit extra.
Shine your face up on camera.
Shine my beautiful face. So,
Face,
we've got a little... Shut up, yo. We've got a little bit of oil, not a lot, heated up. I'm going to tip these in here.
It's not wet.
I'm going to wipe up it where this chicken juice was on here. And everything but chicken's out of the way then. I'm just cooking, you see. I'm cooking with gas, literally, for now. Don't know why I got a spoon out. Because I really should have had the tongs. So I can turn it, you see. Like that. There you go. Get you some tongs. Now I'm going to flip these over. Then I am gonna season these. Chicken. I shook it thinking that I'll turn over, and I didn't. So that was rubbish, wasn't it? So I'll turn them over, and I'm going to put some salt and pepper on these. And as you can see, this is just now because this pan's massive. Obviously, it's too big for me all. So I always put the meat just over the flame. Now I'm just going to put some salt and pepper on these. Pepper. And the salt shaker. That's all I'm doing with them for now is salt and pepper. I'll leave them to just cook a little bit. Now, when it comes to making my sauce that goes on with the chicken on the inside of the pie, I'm going to use a chicken casserole mix and some creme fraiche. And if it's too thick, I'll add a tiny bit of water. So that's going to be my chicken pie seasoning. Now, because this is going to be the easiest chicken pie you've ever made in your life. So going in this chicken pie is also going to be some sliced carrots. That says whole green beans. I'm not using them because they're whole. Got the ends on. I don't want them. Wait a minute. Nearly ruined the whole roll of kitchen roll. And some fine green beans. So once this is cooked with the sauce, I'll just add these at the end, as you'll see, before we put them, the filling in the pie. Because they're in a tin, they'll just warm up while the pastry's cooking. And I'm also going to put some new potatoes. I think I'm going to put the new potatoes, once I've put the filling in, I think I'm going to slice them and put them across the top before I put my lid on my pie. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll show you anyway, we're just sort of winging it. I've never made a pie before. And I've cut these bits nice and big. Gareth always complains, oh, I don't like pies that are fresh air pies. So there'll be plenty of filling in this pie for him. And I'm actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove them all in the middle. Because they're quite thick, I'm now worried they're not going to cook. So I'm going to make a little mound right over the direct heat. Put my lid on them. I was worried they're not going to cook, you see. Let me just move the wire from around here. I was worried they weren't going to cook, you see. So we've just covered the lid over them, look. That way the chicken will cook properly. That's going to take a good 5-6 minutes. I'm not going to do anything else. Other than that, I'll just wash everything that's the chicken on and I'll be back to you soon. Tidied up, so everything's washed. So my chicken's still just cooking away. I've just checked it. I'm going to turn it right down low. I want it cooked properly, but not cook because it's going to go in the air fryer for 16 minutes at the end. Because that's what it says online. It says between 16 and 25 minutes. So if I try it at 16 and it still needs a bit more cooking, I'll just put it on a bit more, can't I? Whereas if it's overcooked, I'm knackered. So with the chicken, creme fraiche again. I don't like creme fraiche with chicken. Right, I'm going to put a tub of creme fraiche in my tub. So now I want it moisture in the pie with it, but not loads of moisture. Gareth don't like, he likes moisture, but he don't like things runny. So if you want more moisture, put more in. I am going to add, right, that cup because it's stained pink. I've got a see-through tub you can see. So my Peels on Top cup stained pink from my pomegranate tea. So when I say I'm putting a little bit of water, I'm going to add a little bit of water, only half of that to be fair, just a tiny bit, because I want a little bit more. It won't dry when I did the pasta, but it also want tiny bit more. It was a little bit too claggy for what I was after, and I know I want a little bit of gravy texture, but oh, well done Trisha, but not loads. So I'm going to put that in first and get that consistency I want it at. Can you add water to creme fraiche? I don't know. We're about to find out. So, and then I'm literally, for my seasoning, I am going to add some salt and pepper. I love this, by the way. Thank you very much. The pepper. This is just plain black pepper. A little bit of salt and pepper. And then, literally, I'm going to just pour my chicken casserole thing in it. I was going to do it with a cup of soup again, but I ain't got none. Oh, that does smell chickeny. Oh. Just going to get a right good mix up. And bear in mind, this is all cold. I've not warmed none of this up. But it'll warm up in the pie, won't it? And it's got a lovely colour, like a beige. Like a biscuit colour. It's like the same similar colour on the curtains. So that's going to be for my chicken. Now let me check my chicken. It's squidgy enough. Let me cut a piece. One of my new knives. Let me cut one of the bigger pieces, although they're all similar. I just wanted it to be cooked through, just so it's not pink in the middle. And it's not, in fact. I don't know whether to cut these up a little bit, you know. I've cut these into about 2-inch pieces, and I don't think I'm going to be able to eat them myself. So I'm just going to break them up a little bit. And they are just breaking up, by the way. I'm just going to half them again. Although I didn't need to do this on the heat, but here we are. Let me turn the heat off. I'm just going to make them pieces a little bit smaller, like I've said. Because this is how I roll. I just make it up as I go along. I don't want that bit of chicken. I can't cut it with a knife. So it's going to be right chewy, that bit, innit? This has worked out well, actually, because I've got that chewy bit out now. Rest of all just cut like a dream. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm literally going to take these bits of chicken. Shall I dry them first? So there's no oil on them in my sauce. Let me get a bit of kitchen roll. I'm just going to put them on my kitchen roll, just so that I don't have any excess oil on them. With it going in a pie. Takes a bit of that fat off, then pan over it, and I'm literally going to just pick it up and tip it in. But look at all the moisture I got off that. And there's some on the side. There's also some of the chicken on the side. Now you wipe my side now, don't you? It's cooked though, guys, don't worry. I am going to clean it anyway. And I'm literally going to coat the chicken in this. Ah, look at that. That looks a bit like coronation chicken. Now, I'm going to be very careful when I do this because... Oh no, I'm not. I probably won't. Where's my tin on? I don't know if I'm putting the whole tin in, so I'll use a tin again for something else. Shouldn't be allowed near knives really, should I? I'm going to drain all this, but I can always just fill it with tap water. I can't have to put it in the fridge. So give me a minute. Drain that out of there. Because I want some in, but I don't want them overrun with them. So let's add some green beans, because we both like green beans. I've put in about half a tin of green beans. Ow! That's nice with that in there. Now this is a lot smaller, this tin of carrots, so let me see how many carrots I've got left when I drain it. Done. I'm going to do the same again with these. And to be fair, I'll probably put the rest of these. Don't waste when you're storing, because I'll fill these back up with water. That might be enough as well, actually, half a tin. Let me mix it in and have a look. But what I'll do is, because you can eat carrots and green beans together anyway, I'd have cooked them in the same pan. I might add a few more carrots actually to that. I'm just putting all the carrots in. I was going to say, if you've got half a tin of carrots and half a tin of green beans, you could 100% fill them up with water and store them in the fridge in one tin. That's what I'd have done. But I'm now thinking, shall I just have the other tin of half a tin of green beans? Shall I? Push comes to shove, it's just extra veg in it. Oh yeah, that's better. I mean, it was alright before, but... So that's my filling for my pie. Now we've got the exciting part of making pastry for my pie. So let me just move this and I'll get back to you all in a minute. I'm back. So as I'm just prepping and preparing before we do the pastry, the dish I'm going to cook it in, I'm going to cover in greaseproof paper. Now a lot of you know this trick because I've showed you before, but there are a lot of new subscribers. So in case you didn't know, to get your greaseproof paper to do what you want it to do, you wet it, literally. Scrump it up, wet it and squeeze it out. Like that. I proper squeeze it out like a sponge, mate. And just unroll it. Thanks to whoever gave me this tip. I did get it off this channel somewhere. I think I got it off Peels on Tour, to be fair. Now I'm going to sit that in there like that. And when the pastry's ready, my pastry will go straight in there, you see. So it'll pop straight out when it's done. Now, onto the pastry. So, pastry, to make pastry, guys, you need flour, eggs, butter. Do you need milk? You definitely need flour, eggs and butter, and then probably some seasoning and probably some milk. So your eggs are £4, your flour's £2.50. Butter, especially my butter, it's about £6. If you go into Aldi and get this right, it's £1.69 or £2.69, one or the other. It just rolls out, mate. It's in date till March, so it has a good date when you buy it, so that's good. And I do believe, see, this has even got its own greaseproof paper on it. So I'm hoping I should be able to make. This should hopefully have enough to line the bottom of this tray. Oh, I don't know, you know. And then put a lid on it. That's not enough pastry. What's that about? Let me just consult my brain. I'll be back in a minute. So, what I've decided to do, because that pan when I just tried also don't fit in my air fryer. So I've got a slightly smaller pan. And what I'm going to do with my pie, I'm just going to make a lid. And remember that next time I need 2 of these. One for the bottom, one for the top. Right. So I'm going to leave that there 1 second. And what I'm going to do is, because that other pan didn't actually fit in the air fryer when I just checked. So I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to put my filling in. Now if we've got too much filling, I won't put any new potatoes in, or I'll try and put a bit of it somewhere else. It's quite a lot of mixture, to be fair. Do you know what? It smells cracking. Right, shove it in the corners, look. Oh yeah. I might be able to get a load of potatoes on top of this as well, you know. And look at that. And I'm literally pushing it right into all the corners. And I am actually going to, I don't know. Will the pie just sit over the lid? I'm going to have a go. I'm going to have a go at putting potatoes on that. So let me just roll this back up a second. I don't, no, that'll work. Just so it's out my way. So these potatoes, not washing my board again, I can't be bothered. Do that, throw it away, save on washing up. So what I want to try and do, should we put the pie here so you can see it. Now these potatoes, I am 100%, that's going to fall on that. These potatoes I'm 100% only going to take them out as I'm cutting them, because I'm going to try and, so if I cut them like that, and the theory is I'm going to try and place them on the top like that. So we've got I've got a little bit of carbs in it, you see. Look at that. And then I could put my lid on it, and then that's the rest of my carbs. But then that's a whole meal. So, oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slice these up. I'm going to put them all pretty on there like that. And I'll pick you up in a minute when I've done it and show you what it looks like. Because you don't want to watch me doing that for 17 minutes, do you? I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. So, this is what my pie now looks like. So I haven't overlapped her out, I haven't put too many on. There is little gaps in between, but it's just for a bit of potato for sustenance. I am going to put a little bit of salt on the taters. I'm not sure why, but it feels like I should. So a little bit of salt, I'm not putting pepper on them. Then let's get into the lid. Now, will I be able to roll the lid right over that? Shall we find out? not that hard. People do it all the time, don't they? Is it wide enough to go over it? Well, technically it is, yeah. Right, wait a minute. I'm going to try and put it over so I push it under, if that makes sense. I'll make it fancy on the edges. I've only got the greaseproof paper, so it's easier for me to get it out. Because I'm lazy. Now, I need a fresh knife because that other one has been... I'll use a big one. So I'm going to cut this down here. This extra bit. Show you what we can do with this in a minute. I'll put something fancy on this pie now. I'm going to push it all the way down, all the way around. So I've got a bit of a lip. Because I like, do you know when you go to them country pubs and they've got homemade pies and they've got a big lip of pastry over the edge? That's what I'm actually going for, that look. Unless it won't fit in my air fryer, then I'll have to take it off. Now, as any professional knows, you're going to want air holes in your pie. I'm going to put them in the corner here, so I can make a pattern. I might put some in the middle as well.
I don't want two on top.
But, well, he said to put them in the corners. And when if you put them on the top, now if you're going to put something fancy in the middle, you need to put that on before you put your air holes in my opinion. So, look at my pie, that looks lush. And it's probably better that it's just got a pastry lid, because Gareth's not the biggest fan of pastry. What can I put on top of that? We need to put something on it, don't we? Shall I try and do a rocket? I'm going to try and do a rocket in homage to my son's new tattoo that he showed me used to do, the spaceship. Let me have a go at doing this. And spaceships are fun, right? Everybody likes spaceships. I don't know what spaceships look like. My son just had one tattooed on his leg. It looks alright actually. Told me it was on his ankle, but it's not, it's on his leg. And it had like a little propeller thing, didn't it, on the side. So I want to go up a little bit there for the propeller and round. So I've got to kind of, I feel like a kid having a spaceship pie for his tea. No. That didn't work, did it? There we go. There we go, get off. Get off. One space rocket. Looks more like a corn on the cob, I'm not going to lie. But, put space rocket on it. And then I'm going to put two tiny slits either side of my space rocket for air holes. It does look like a corn on the cob, do you know, it's got the green bits on the bottom still. Well, never mind. Now, I don't know what I'm doing with that pastry, I probably just want it in the bin. So there's my pie. Right, there is one more step to do. You have to get, I have to go in the cupboard now, don't I? I need to put all this stuff up here. Although, am I meant to do that when I've got no brush? I haven't thought this through, have I? me get my egg out of here. Wait a minute, without dropping my light. Oh! Out of the professional vlogger. Hey! Right, so it says you want to wash the top of it with an egg to make it go brown. Or brown, if you're not from Yorkshire. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to brush the top of the egg. Oh, there we have it. Oh, I'm going to get a whisk, but if I do it with a spoon, will the spoon brush the top of the... I don't want to touch it with my fingers, although I could, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to try and brush it with the back of end of the spoon. That works. So just brush it with the back end of a spoon. All over. And then you'll get a nice gloss on it, apparently. I'm going to have to do that with my fingers, don't I don't want too much of it on, you see. It's getting there, it's getting there. I just don't want to touch that with my fingers, it's minging, isn't it? Raw egg looks a bit slimy, doesn't it? It's a bit not nice. You just bang it all on in it. What could go wrong? And my tip would be, when you put this in the air fryer, take out your bomb tray. I don't think you need it for this. I think that's it. I think that's me done. Voila! Now, I'm going to pick you up in a minute because I just need to clear some stuff from here, because we're actually going to try and cook this in the kasori. I'll be back. And my battery's going to run out again. See how well you're doing for light? Oh yeah, perfect. So, for the purpose... Can you turn that light back on, please? Thank you. So, I've made a pie.
What's that? It looks like a...
It's a rocket. It's a spaceship. It's an homage to our son because he got a rocket tattoo on his leg yesterday.
Why did you get a rocket?
Because he did. I'll tell you off screen, but it's personal, so I can't tell you on screen.
Well, that doesn't look like a rocket, love. It looks like...
It looks a bit like a corn on the cob with a green bit on the bottom, doesn't it?
No.
Stop being rude. Get out of my kitchen. We're being sophisticated on this channel
pastry hanging
today.
over edges?
I want... Do you know, like when you go in them gastro pubs and that, and they have the pies and they've got them big puffy bits of pastry sticking over the edge? He said this is how you do it. You push it in and stick it out. I have crimped it in.
So it looks like Cornish pasty on edges?
Because I don't want it like that. I want it to stick out like a gastro pub.
Well, but floppy outside's a rocket. Where's it going?
So now, I'm hoping it's going to fit in here. And as I've learned with the chicken, I don't need that in it. Right, so this should fit in here because it did the other day when I did the Yorkshire pudding. It does and all. I'm going to trim the ends because it fits, but that bit's touching that.
No, trim them, fold them in.
I don't want loads of pastry on it. I just look, can you see where it caught? I'll just pull it off, look. We'll make it rustic looking. I'll just pull it off.
I like pastry.
I do. But I don't want it catching on my air fryer and burn it. So none of that bits. Let me get that bit off my carpet. If it sticks to my carpet, crying. Right. It was only them bits that stuck. I'll take the big bits off all four corners and then have a professional here. Right. So then it should fit in. Yeah, boy. Get away. Right. Now, this pie fits in here. Now, it says online, I couldn't find a recipe in the kasori book, but it did pastry. So, it says online, this is going to take me 16 minutes. It says 16 to 25 minutes. I'm warming up what's inside it, obviously. So what it said online, look at him interrupting. So what it said online is cook your pastry for 16 minutes. Then if your filling is not as hot as you'd like it, put it on heat. And then it'll heat you through without cooking your pastry anymore. So that's what we're going to try. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to go air fry. And it wants to be 180 degrees. Temperature down, 180. I've still never read a book how to use this. And it wants to be 16 minutes. So I've got it at 180, 16 minutes. I've got it on air fry. Can you warm through? Oh yeah, you can. You can have it on bake, dry, reheat. So I'm going to air fry it on 16 minutes. Then we'll see how it is. And then I'm going to heat it through for 10 minutes after that. So just to make sure everything on the inside, all the chicken and everything's warmed up, because as you know, we put cold carrots and cold green beans in. So I'll see in 16 minutes. I'm off for a break. So I came over because it made a beep, just one beep. And it's because it counts down when it gets to a minute, this one. Look at that. It's counting down. It's got 40 seconds left. So in 35 seconds we'll find out if my pie top's cooked. I'll be back in 28 seconds. Oh. Now, when I open this, cross your fingers with me and pray. Oh! Yay! It actually worked, you know.
Did it?
Yeah, boy.
All right.
Now, because it is in a deep pan,
Even your spaceships lit
it did
up.
say online. I did brush it with egg because I'm professional on that. Right, so it said online because it's a deep one. You cook the pastry, then it says you press the warm button and you put it on for 10 to 12 minutes. So we'll try 10 minutes first. Right.
So 75 degrees at 10 minutes.
Yes, it just says press the warm or the heat button.
Yeah.
And put it on for 10 more minutes and it should warm up everything else in there without cooking your pastry anymore.
That's good then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you got a warm feature.
Yes. And I'm doing that because it is a thick pie bottom. You're all seeing I put loads in it, and because obviously I didn't cook the carrots or the green beans. So I'm going to give that 10 minutes, see how that does. Hopefully it'll be done. I was going to say, and then we'll eat it later, but I'm starving now. So we'll probably be eating this when it's done. But it's literally going to be a whole meal in a pie. Hopefully. So it's out. I don't know if it's warm in the middle.
Put a fork in it. Put a knife in it.
Well, not tell me if it's warm in the middle.
Oh yeah, because you put a knife in it. To the bottom. And pull
Right.
it out. Is bomb knife warm?
No.
Clearly it's not warm through then.
Do you think I put too much mixture in it? Shall I just bang it in for another 10 minutes?
It's up to you, love.
I'm going to bang it in for another 10 minutes. I know what I did wrong, right? I checked online. So I pressed warm and I need to press reheat. 10 minutes.
You're going to need 15 now.
No, just 10 minutes. It says, even from cold you can reheat anything. 200 degrees for 10 minutes, it says. So I thought it said heat or warm, but it didn't. It said reheat. Checked my reading glasses on. So we're going to reheat it for 10 minutes. So I'm just going to do my knife test. Like God says, pull it out. Oh yeah, it is. It's warm. I'm just going to cut into it and we'll find out. And then I'm going to make Gareth try it. I'll come you back when the boss is tasting it in a second. It was definitely the reheat button I needed.
God, that was a big
It's
pie.
literally, I said, your pie is the whole meal. I made that from scratch. Are we going for 5 out of 5?
We're 5 out of 5.
Would you like some pepper? Because I know it's not really spicy.
Yeah, pepper will be alright with this.
And that's because, guys,
Why are you getting better?
I always cook to my taste buds, because Gareth can always add chilli and he can always add pepper.
Can we go back to disgusting meals?
I don't like it really spicy myself. Thank you for watching. I'm going to sit down, eat my tea, enjoy the peace and quiet. Thank you all for watching, if you are one of them. Bye. And if you're one of them,